My name is William, aka Willpar / Pro Pumpkin, and today we're gonna read one of my first ever fanfics that I ever wrote and wrote it when I was 18, and it's FNaF's fanfic, and I'm gonna read it for Final Freddy's 12th anniversary, because Final Freddy's means a lot to me, and I'm cosplaying my teen Michael Afton, and this is also gonna be my Friday cosplay for Fancon next week, so that's exciting. My little puppet, and also this month is also my little brother's anniversary. His birthday, my little brother's birthday. He was actually born a little bit after Final Freddy's was created, so he's also turning 12, and also Pride's having my series. So lots of cool stuff happening this month. I'm sorry I didn't post last week. I promise I didn't forget about you guys, because I was at my summer house and I actually filmed the vlog for it, but I don't know if I'll post it yet. But I just got really exhausted and I couldn't be bothered to post. But yeah, I haven't forgotten about you guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. Anyway, let's just get started, shall we? Okay, this fic is called Story of Clara Afton, and these are not my headcanons anymore. They were when I was 18. Oh, let me drink some stuff. Alright, please grab some stuff to drink, even if it's just water, so we can be in the Final Freddy spirit together. This is my chainsaw mug. Anyway, yeah. As you can see, I was really good at doing tags. Actually, I think I probably could have also done general relationships, but I only thought at the time you could do one. But yeah, teen up audiences. I just thought that was fitting at the time. But yeah, let's read the summary. This fic is a one-shot about Clara Afton, Mrs. Afton's life from birth to death. This is my own headcanon, and it is not necessarily how I think the Lord. So I was... Wait, because how I think the Lord is on my headcanons now, so something changed. I don't know. This is also lore from my other fic called My Fictional Adoptive Family with Two Husbands. That's also a fic, but I'm not gonna read that because it has my dead name in it, and I don't have anything against people knowing what my dead name is. I'm not gonna say it, obviously. But I would rather... I haven't written myself because my dead name makes me kind of uncomfortable. But I'll probably change it from my dead name to my drag soda name, which is Willow. Because I actually want to read it again, but I haven't gotten around to it. But yeah, I think that was why the Lord was not have this. I'm so confused by my 18-year-old self. Just in the game's time zone. But yeah. I know this is only one. This is the only chapter enjoyed. And 21's child murder, toxic relationships, manipulative partner, parent who favors girls. So I guess you've been warned. Yeah. Let's just get started. Clara Smith was born to Harrison Smith and Amber Smith. She was a beautiful red-haired girl with big green eyes. The two parents were very happy about their girl. As she grew up, it was clear that she loved drawing. Oh yeah, so maybe that's where Michael got it from. Her family had moved from England. Sorry, English is not my first language. To the US when she was 5, and she started elementary school. Her grades were great. She had lots of friends, mostly girls. She had some great years during elementary school and middle school. Things started to become more interesting in high school, though. That's where she met William, and it all went downhill from there. No spoilers. I'll drink again. William mentioned my same favorite character, but I actually really do hate how he is in the lore. Like, he's always a horrible person. So a bit shy for that one. Oh, how in love she was. He was all she could think about. She had met him on her first date during lunch. She was immediately captivated by his charisma. He had chocolate brown, wavy long hair and deep blue eyes. So that's the funny thing. After I read his Empire of Dirt, it is my favorite fanfic, and you should totally go read it. Credit to Pearl and Pine. I actually imagine Michael hair to be a little bit more lighter brown, but even though my hair's black, I know my hair's just black. What can I do? Like, I'm not gonna get a wig for it. It's kind of similar to brown. But yeah, my headcanon for William F. now is that he has really dark brown hair that's almost black. Yeah, that's just my headcanon now. And deep blue eyes. Wrong. He canonically has this silver eyes. He canonically has gray eyes. I guess I was kind of new to Finance phrase when I wrote this, and I hadn't really gotten around to the books yet. But anyway, he was an immigrant from England as well. So actually, this headcanon, he wasn't in this fake. He wasn't. They were both weren't born in the US, which makes a lot of sense actually. But my headcanon is actually that Michael was actually also born in England, and they moved to the US after they had Michael. That's what I believe happened now. The two of them became friends, and she slowly but surely had fallen in love with him. They would eat lunch together, and she would disappear into his eyes as he would ramble on about his interests. Oh yeah, he's always been kind of autistic. He was a big nerd. He put it in yeah, confirm it. He was really interested in robotics and engineering. She was also a nerd, an art nerd. She would show him some of her drawings, and he said she was really good. Wow, you couldn't have said she was amazing, or like you're just really good. Okay. William also got another friend called Henry. Oh, Henry mentioned, who also this blank is not part of my cosplay. It's just because I'm cold, because it's kind of cold August day. William also got another friend called Henry, who also went to that school. The boy had short blonde hair and glasses. Henry was really interested in computer science, and the two boys would constantly talk about nerdy stuff. Yep. Autism. I got autism, by the way, so I can say it. One day though, William came up to her and confessed his love to her. He asked her to be his girlfriend, and she said a big yes. She had given him a big hug and kissed his lips, and he kissed her back. Life now felt like a dream. She felt like everything was cloudy when she was with William. So overwhelmed by warmth and the butterflies in her belly. He was the kindest, prettiest boy she had met. She felt like the luckiest girl in the world. She's so stupid. Wait, that's not kind. She's so ignorant. They all they hadn't been to each other's houses yet, so they decided that was the next step. The next step was to meet each other's parents. Her parents already knew about William. She talked about him a lot, like a lot, and how could she not? She was just so deeply in love with him. Oh my god, this face so glazy. Oh my god, glazing William. I have to like what? Her parents weren't that concerned though. Just this is actually kind of contradictory how I wrote this. You'll see. Just a 15-year-old girl being in love was all they saw it as. When she proposed the idea of him coming over to her parents got really excited. Like the punctuations, there's not enough comments in this fic. They're finally gonna meet this boy who was oh so amazing. Yep. Their expectations were high. Her and William had agreed that he was gonna meet Clara's parents first. She was so excited. They walked home from school together to her house. It took about half an hour. While walking, she held on to his arm while they talked about their interests. They could talk for hours if they wanted. They got to her house, and rang the bell. Her parents opened and looked at the boy in the doorway. He wasn't as oh my god. Oh no. He wasn't as beautiful as she described, but they didn't think much of it. William let out a big smile. Hi, oh no, should I do the voice? Let me log in. Hi. That's not how it sounds. Hi, I'm William. No, I can't. Okay, he's kind of young. Hi, I'm William. Your boyfriend's daughter. Your boyfriend's. Hi, I'm William. Your daughter's boyfriend. Harrison was pleasantly surprised by the formal British accent. Oh, I gotta do it again. Okay, let me log in. Hi, I'm William, your daughter's boyfriend. Harrison was pleasantly surprised by the boy's formal British accent. Very nice to meet you. That was not British either. Very nice to meet. That was more Norwegian. Hello, very nice to meet you. I'm Harrison. Clara started out. Her mom took a longer look at the boy. There was something off about him. You don't say. Something she couldn't pinpoint, but she didn't give it much further thought and introduced herself with, Hello, I'm Amber. Nice to meet you both. I'm happy to be joining this family. She had only been to high school for a few months and oh my god, this is where it contradicts the earlier statement. She had only been in high school for a few months, and this boy she got in a relationship with was already considering himself part of this family. This was too much for Amber. She would definitely talk with Clara after this. Oh my god. Oh. I mean, it makes sense because it's William, but still, like, just a 15-year-old girl being in love was all they saw it as. Like, what happened to that? Like, the boy got in, and they could clearly see how captivated the girl was with this boy. He stayed until dinner, where he said he had to go home. Harrison offered to give him to drive him, but he said he would just take a taxi. The boy left, and Clara followed him out. They stood out on the entrance when William brushed his hands through her wet locks. Ew. I will see you very soon, my girl. Take great care of yourself, okay? I will. You too, William, Clara said and gave the boy a last hug. Goodbye. She got into the living room and spent inspecting to see her parents' proud faces. When she got in, though, they looked concerned. She was pulled out of her William bubble. Her mom then said, Clara, I need to talk to you. She was in shock. How could they not see how amazing William was? Her William that she loved so much. Okay, she said quietly. She had never experienced this before. Her whole life, she had never been pulled away for a talk, but if damn. They got to her room. Her mom didn't look angry. Let's sit down, dear, her mom said. They sat down and Clara just looked at her hands. You know, are you really sure about this boy? How could she ask such a thing? Of course I am. He's the love of my life, Clara said. It's just, you're not known each other for that long. How could her mom be like this? This was the best thing that ever happened to her. He was, Mom, okay, I understand. It's just me and Dad have been a bit worried about you. You don't talk about anything but him. Maybe because he's a teenager. No, like what? You used to be such a colorful girl before this. Do you not hang out with your girlfriends anymore? Like Amanda or Sarah? Clara felt like she was going to cry now because what mom was saying was true. No, I don't know what's happening to me. It's like I can't focus on anything but him. I'm just so in love. I'm sorry, I don't mean to sound like I'm not taking this seriously. It's just the writing and the fact that it was made by 18-year-old me, and just yeah, don't mind me. I'm just it's probably not as cringy for you as it is for me because I wrote it, but yeah, let's just keep going. Maybe try contacting one of the girls then. Friendships are really important. Okay, Mom, but I'm not gonna break up with William. Did you even like him? Your dad and I thought he was nice enough. A little special though. Ooh, that's his it was more your reaction to him that concerned us. Oh, I see. Clara felt sort of guilty. But if you really are in love with him, we won't stand in the way. We just want the best for our girl, that's all. Thank you. Clara gave her mom a hug. Amber hugged her back. Amber stood up and said, I'm gonna call you when dinner's ready. Clara just gave her a thumbs up. Next day at school, Clara noticed bruises on William's forearm. What's that? Clara asked. William rolled his sleeves down. That was from my mom. She was really mad that I came home too late yesterday. She beat you? Both my parents do. So it's probably best that you don't meet them. I can't wait to move away from them. Oh, I see. She leaned in and hugged him and he hugged her back. I'm sorry you're going through that. It's okay, dear. I need some water. class started and they went their separate ways. More weeks went by and she actually contacted both girls. They agreed to meet up. It was nice to catch up with old friends. She tried not to only talk about William, but when she did tell them that she had a boyfriend, both girls got really excited. Oh my god, you have a boyfriend? Both Amanda and Sarah asked at the same time. Yes, his name is William. Oh my god, tell us more. I don't know why I'm giving them an LA girl accent. It's probably more southern accent because they live in Utah. Anyway, so she told them about him. Both girls thought he sounded so great. When she got home that day, she actually had something else to talk about other than William. Her parents were proud of their daughter. And now it's like a time skip thing. I was just time skip thing happening. When she turned 18 in December, she asked her parents if she could move in with William. Her parents had grown quite fond of the boy, and they had said yes. It was like a fairy tale. She moved in with him at the start of the year. They both had their last year of high school. William took jobs on the side, and Clara was selling her art. They both graduated, and Clara's parents attended. They couldn't be proud of their daughter. She had really succeeded in life. After summer break, William started college. While his parents didn't care about him, they had still left him money for college, probably because they were filthy rich. He was studying robotics and engineering, which he was really happy about. Clara started going to art school, which she learned a lot from. Oh my god, she's so me. I also want to start art school. She was still selling her art on the side, and William was still working multiple jobs. When they graduated, William got a good paying job, and Clara was a well-known artist in Utah, and they were both making lots of money. They moved into a big house with 4 bedrooms. Then came the big day, the wedding day. Everything was perfect. Clara's parents, Clara's girlfriend, Henry, and his girlfriend Miriam. That was the name I gave her in this fic. I had canon her name is Isabella, nickname Bella. Also because of his name, go read it. When she walked down the aisle, she felt like she was dreaming. She walked with her father in her arm down to a beautiful groom. She could see the happy tears going down William's cheeks, and they both. Oh my god, sorry. My ears. Drink from this bottle. Could see happy tears going down William's cheeks. When she got up, they both said yes, and then they kissed, and everyone cheered. Everything was perfect. The dinner was also amazing. They were all her and William's favorite dishes and a big cake. All the speeches were so beautiful, most especially William's. It was all perfect. Clara had happily taken William's last name. Her name was now Clara Afton. Then came their honeymoon in London, which was also perfect. Their marriage was great. 2 years later, Clara got pregnant. Michael mentioned. William cried. William had cried of happiness over news, and they were both super happy. William was hoping that it was a girl. Though Clara didn't care how her baby came out, she was gonna love them no matter what. Aww. When they found out it was a boy, William was somewhat disappointed but still happy. She can always come later. She can always come later, Clara had said, and William agreed. It didn't take long for Clara to decide a name. His name was gonna be Michael. Like the guy I'm cosplaying. William seemed to like the name too, so they both waited in with anticipation. Clara was due in April 1968. So actually, my headcanon now is that he was born in March 1970. Which I also stole from his name by third. Yeah. Anyway, when the day finally came, William had cleared his schedule to attend the birth, and they went to the hospital, and Clara was put into labor. Wow, she didn't even wait to her body to give birth. She does. I wanna make sure he's born on the due date. So I'm gonna be put into labor. The birth went great, and out came the most adorable baby boy. He had the same haircut as his dad, though a little more tan than both of them. Aww. When Clara held him for the first time, she immediately fell in love with him. She felt an intense love she had never felt before. It was even stronger than romantic love. It was a sweet, motherly love that filled her entire body. Aww. She felt tears streaming down her face and she looked down upon him. He was so cute. Then it was William's turn to hold his son. His eyes lit up like fireworks. She was so happy that her husband loved him too. Oh, he's a husband now. Get away from them. William, I hate you. Anyway. Henry and his now wife had also been expecting. Aww. Charlie mentioned. They had a beautiful baby daughter named Charlotte in May of the same year. Both families were very happy about their children. Charlotte soon got the nickname Charlie, and Michael soon got the nickname Mike. Clara was so unbelievably happy, the happiest she'd ever been. Sure, it was hard having a baby and losing sleep, but it was all worth it. He was so tiny and cute, and he grew so fast. And before Clara knew it, he was 6 months old and crawling around on all fours. It was like her love for him grew every day. He had blue eyes just like his dad, and he was a very happy baby. Every time he giggled, it made Clara cry of happiness. He had the cutest little baby laugh. Clara's parents were happy about their grandson too, and they often came over to be with him. Mike's first year went by so fast, and now it was his 1-year birthday. Everyone they loved was there. Charlotte had grown so much too. She had brown hair just like her mom, and green eyes just like her dad. Not long after, it was Charlie's first birthday as well. Michael was now the cutest little 1-year-old. He was almost always happy. He had already learned to say "Mama." You could clearly see that he was his father's son. Clara had never loved anyone more. It was a love like no other. He was the cutest thing she had ever seen, and she couldn't wait to see what kind of man he would become. Hopefully a good man. Well, that's beautiful. I'm kidding. And then she got pregnant again, and William was so happy. This time she was carrying a little girl. Oh, Lizzie. William was ecstatic. Ew, William, when you cares more to your gender. When he heard the news, he was now going to get the daughter he'd longed for so long. He still loved Michael a lot though. Michael seemed to somewhat understand it. Even though he was 2 now, he definitely understood there was something in Mama's belly. Clara was so excited to have another child. It was going to be so great to see Michael become a big brother, she thought. It didn't take long for her to figure out that her name was going to be Elizabeth. She'd always thought the name was beautiful. A beautiful name to their hopefully beautiful girl. And beautiful she was. Clara's parents had babysat Michael while William and Clara went to the hospital. It was September 1970. Oh, so the year I had Ken Michael to be born now. When she came out, Clara immediately fell in love with her. It was the same exact feeling she had for Michael when she'd given birth to him. She felt tears go down like waterfall. She had red hair just like her mom. When it was William's turn to hold her, he cried as well. Yeah, because she was a girl, right? Anyway. When they got home with her, Michael was so happy. "Hi, little sister," he said with his adorable toddler voice, and he kissed her on the forehead. Michael seemed to already be an amazing big brother. He would always say the sweetest things to his little sister and draw drawings of himself and Elizabeth. Clara thought it was the cutest thing ever. He wasn't even 3 and he already had so much love in him. It made Clara want to cry. He really was a good boy. How lucky she was to have such amazing kids. William paid more attention to Elizabeth than he ever had when Michael was little. He also had started to completely ignore Michael, only paying attention to his daughter. Whenever William would hold Elizabeth, Michael would often come over to look at his little sister, and William wouldn't let him. Michael also did that Clara held her. Michael also did that when Clara held her, but she would always let him sit next to them so he could look at Elizabeth. When Clara thought William was being quite unfair. To her, it didn't matter what gender they had. She loved them both equally. Though William hadn't said it was because Michael was a boy, she knew that was the reason. It wasn't Michael's fault that he was born with the gender he had. He was just as deserving of attention as his sister. Clara would rarely let William hold Elizabeth because of this behavior. Why can't you... Now he's older, obviously. Why can't I just get some alone time with my daughter without that rambling toddler? What do you mean? Because he loves his sister, and that rambling toddler is your son, and you should be with him as well. This was a whole new side of William she never thought she would see. And he was such a good dad to Michael before Lizzie, as she called her, was born. She still couldn't help but love William though. He still had his good sides. Elizabeth seemed to grow up to be a very bright girl. She looked just like her mother, though she still had some of William's features. She had red hair and she had big green eyes. Her and Michael only seemed to grow closer. They were so sweet together. When Elizabeth was a half, I guess, and Michael was like 6 months. And Michael was 4. William Henry opened. No, wait. When Elizabeth was 1.5 and Michael was 4, William and Henry opened Fredbear's Family Diner. It was a small chain restaurant with 2 mascot animatronics named Spring Bonnie and Fredbear. William almost never came home after he started working on it, so Clara was left doing all the parenting. She still sold her occasional paintings, though William was definitely the breadwinner. She didn't mind, though. She loved having all the time to raise her 2 beautiful children. They were both so cute. She loved them so dearly. She loved them more than she had ever loved anyone else. They were such good kids too, and such great siblings to each other. 2 more years went by, and now she was pregnant again, and Clara was ecstatic. She was really gonna have another little baby. She was so happy. Evan mentioned when she told William, he seemed very happy too, though she was scared that happiness would fade away if it turned out to be another boy. Michael and Elizabeth were so happy they were gonna get another sibling. They would talk for hours about it. Michael was 6 now, and Elizabeth was 4. William still favored Elizabeth, and Elizabeth seems to love her father very much. But Michael and Elizabeth were still great. Sorry. Really was I? Damn, Charlie, you really don't like the story, huh? Me neither, honestly. I mean, it's good. It's a good story, but damn, William, you really can't be any better. William still favored Elizabeth, and Elizabeth seemed to love her father very much. Michael and Elizabeth were still great friends, and Elizabeth didn't like that William only cared about her and not her brother. But she still liked his attention. Michael and Elizabeth often played together. They would roughhouse, have pillow fights, and play dress up and have tea parties. And Michael liked to draw a lot, just like his mother. Elizabeth found more fun to play with clay. Cute. A few months later, Clara found out she was having a little boy. Michael and Elizabeth were very happy, and she imagined they would have been just as happy if he had been a girl. Had he been a girl. William, on the other hand, wasn't very happy, just like she had feared. He didn't outright say it, but she could tell about his careless reaction. Clara didn't understand his hatred for boy children. It made her very sad. She tried not to let it bother her too much. It didn't take long for Clara to figure out his name, Evan. She thought it was perfect because it was similar to Elizabeth, or at least with the first letter. Elizabeth and Michael liked the name too. Michael was sweating, excited for his baby brother. And they would make the most adorable drawings of how he imagined him. He would often hug Clara's belly and talk to Evan. Elizabeth was so cute about it too. She made cute little animals out of clay for him that Clara has put in what was going to be Evan's room. Everything was great, except for William's behavior, of course. And then came the day that Aaron was born. It was June 1975. William, of course, didn't attend the birth this time. He was busy with Fredbear's, he said. She didn't understand how he cared so little about his own child coming into the world, and he probably would have if Evan was a girl. So Clara's mother, Amber, was there with her instead. Her dad babysat her older children. When he was born, Clara felt so overwhelmingly happy. He was so cute. He had dark brown hair, most adorable big eyes, and chubby cheeks. Clara cried so much. He was perfect. And Amber held her when Amber held her chubby grandson, she cried too. When they rang the bell to her house, she heard Michael's voice from inside. He's here! He ran to open the door. He had tears in his eyes. Mommy! He was jumping up and down. Hi, Mike. I have your little brother. She bowed down and held Evan in front of Michael. The boy immediately went into tears. He's so cute! He cried out. Can I see? Elizabeth ran over. Oh my god, you're right! She said in a now shaky voice before she too started crying. Clara and her mom then got in and both big siblings got to hold him. They were both so happy. The happy she'd never seen them. They were very emotional too. Clara's dad held him too, and he clearly loved his grandson as well. Her parents stayed until Mike and Lizzie were put to bed, and she was left alone with her adorable new baby. William didn't come home until late. Oh, that's Vincent. Late at night, when Clara was feeding Evan, he came into the bedroom and looked at the baby who was suckling away at his mom's milk. You want to say hi to your newborn child? She said with a tired voice. William looked like he had mixed emotions, mostly anger though. I'm sleeping on the sofa tonight, he just said and left. And Clara started crying. Out loudly though. She couldn't not. I think that was meant to say not loudly though. But yeah, typo. And she couldn't be sad for long when she looked at the adorable dark-haired baby who looked so calm and sweet. Oh. The rest of the night went well, though she didn't get much sleep. Anne was such a sweet baby who didn't cry much. Clara was so happy about her little new son. When she came out of her room to wake her older children with Evan in her arms, William had already left that morning. She went into Mike's room first. Good morning, big son. Mike awoke and looked at his mom holding his little brother. Oh my god, Evan! Michael was almost about to cry of happiness at the sight of his baby brother. Can I hold him? Yes, of course. She went over to him and put Evan in his arms. Now Mike started to cry. He's so cute. Yes, he is. I'll go get your sister. Okay. Now Clara went into Lizzie's room. Good morning, big sister. Hi, Mom. She looked at Clara. Where's Evan? He's in Mike's room. You wanna... Oh my god. I forgot the British voice. He's in Mike's room. You wanna come say hi? Yes. Lizzie ran into Mike's room. And when she came in and saw her little brother, she got so happy and went to Mike's bed. Mike was still holding Evan. Oh my god, he's so cute! Yes, Mike replied. He was still crying. Lizzie put out a finger to Evan's hand, and Evan grabbed it. I don't know if newborn babies can actually do that, but anyway. Oh my god, you're such a good boy! She said to him in her baby voice. Evan looked at them both with very big eyes. Clara sat on Michael's bed. She was so happy to see all her children so happy together. Oh. Months went by, and Evan just got cuter and cuter. Mike and Lizzie both held him as often as they could. Clara thought it was the cutest thing ever. William had completely abandoned his family and only focused on work. It made Clara very sad. He wasn't the same as he used to be. It soon turned into September, and that meant Lizzie's birthday. She was now 5 years old. All Clara's children were growing so big, it made her so happy. Soon Mike turned 8, and then it was June again. And Evan turned 1. William eventually accepted Evan, though Lizzie was still his favorite, which Clara didn't like. She wanted him to love them all equally, just like she did. However, on Evan's first birthday, it started feeling like everything was perfect again. They were one big happy family. Evan still had the same chubby cheeks and dark brown hair, which seemed to be really curly. And he still had big blue eyes, which melted everyone's heart. Clara liked how different all her children were. They all had different personalities, different hair, different face shapes. They were all so amazing. Clara couldn't have been happy with them. Oh no. However, 4 more years went by, and something terrible happened. In the middle of summer of 1980, Charlie was murdered. Clara got a devastating call from Henry that they had found Charlie's. Can I say that on YouTube? I know I'm not monetized yet, so. Dead body behind Freddy's. She had been stabbed. It devastated Clara. This should have never happened. What should she tell her children? Charlie was basically their cousin. She's really dead, my little girl. Henry cried on the phone. I'm so sorry, Henry. I can't even imagine how you must feel. Henry cries loudly. I would never forget the face of her body. I'm so very sorry. Have you told Will? Yes, he seemed weirdly apathetic. Really? That doesn't sound like him. Clara, I have a suspicion. Oh, tell me, she lowered her voice. Uh-oh, I think William did it. She was quiet. William wouldn't do such a thing, would he? Her body got cold. He wasn't at the house. He said he would go run errands. Ellen and Mike and Liz were playing in the backyard. They didn't know a thing. Mike was 12 now, and Lizzie was 9, and Evan 5. Clara, are you okay? I shouldn't have put that on you. No, it's fine. He has been away for a while. Oh? I don't know why you think, but I want to know why you think it's him, she said firmly. It's mostly just a weird gut feeling. He wasn't at work today. I think I saw his car and the pathetic reaction. I see. Clara didn't want to believe it. William had been doing so great for the past few years, but she couldn't help this weird feeling that it was true. She started crying. Oh, Henry, what do? I don't know, Clara. I don't know what to do myself. Charlie was all I had left. Henry's wife had died of cancer a few months after Evan turned 1. I'm incredibly sorry, Henry. It's okay. It's not okay, but you know what I mean. What's most important now is that is the children alive. It is the children that are alive. Your children. Clara smiled a little. She could hear the laughter from the yard. I don't know what to tell them. She got sad again. Oh my god, I'm getting emotional, kind of. I think it's best that you're honest with them. Just tell it in a truthful but gentle way. I understand, you're right. She wiped her tears away. Goodbye, Henry. Clara, one last thing. Yeah? You're a great mom. I've seen how you raised those kids. You got this. Thank you, Henry. No problem. Goodbye. Bye. She put the telephone back and went out to her children. She called them in and told them the sad news. She told them in the most gentle way she could. They all cried a lot. She comforted them and she didn't hide her emotions either. They all hugged each other. She gave them ice cream to make them feel better and put on a movie for them. Oh no. Meanwhile, she did some chores to put her mind off things. A few moments later, William came home with the groceries. Clara went out to see him. Hi, Will. Oh, Clara. William was happy to see her. He gave her a hug, but Clara was not in the mood. I heard what happened to Charlie. I was devastated. Have you told the kids yet? Clara nodded. She felt sick to her stomach. She suddenly felt like he was putting on an act with all his affection, like he was hiding his true self. Even though he acted like he always did, and usually it would make her feel good, but after Henry's call, something had changed in the way she saw him. Clara, is something wrong? She couldn't hold it in any longer. Did you kill Charlie? She knew the children couldn't hear her from here. William looked confused. Of course not. I would never do that. He wasn't angry, more sad. Did Henry fill your head with that? Did Henry fill your head with that? He asked sympathetically. She nodded. Oh, Clara, come here. He opened his arms and she hugged him. Of course he would never do it. You know me. I love Charlie. I would never do anything to her. She was like my niece. I'm sorry, she said quietly. Why don't we talk it out on a date tomorrow? Sounds good? She said. She felt her love for him flow through her body. He was the same William after all. Or is he? And it turned tomorrow night quickly. Clara had put the children to bed. She had told them that they could always call their grandparents if they needed anything. They were all sleeping in Michael's bed tonight. She couldn't wait to get home and see them all sleeping together. She was getting ready for the date. It had been a while since they'd been on a proper date. Last time was probably sometime last year. William and Henry had been working hard and started a new chain restaurant called Freddy Fazbear's Family Pizza. She put on her favorite dark blue dress. She had also curled her hair and put a blue ribbon on. It was gonna be nice talking the whole murder thing out. Oof. She went down to her husband, who was waiting patiently for her. You look beautiful, William said. Thank you, you too. Oh, come on, I'm not nearly as pretty as you, Clara laughed. They went to the car and William started driving. They had chosen a restaurant a little outside the city. Clara didn't think anything of it. The place was probably really good. And soon enough they were there. The place looked really fancy. William opened the door for her and she walked in with him. The dinner went very well. They talked through everything and Clara was fully convinced he hadn't done it. She was completely calm now. It was nice being on a date with William. He would always make her laugh and feel so safe and happy. He was just like he was in high school. He hadn't changed a bit. He looked quite similar to. His hair was just shorter and he obviously looked older. She almost felt like she was back in high school eating lunch with her crush. They went out and walked to the car. All she wanted now was to get home to her children and see their adorable sleeping faces. Someone grabbed her from behind. She tried to break free, but whoever it was much stronger than her. They covered her mouth and pulled her back from the car, away from the restaurant. Then she realized who it was. It was William. She tried to scream, but the grip on her mouth was too strong. She thought about everything. She fought with everything she had, but it didn't help. He pulled her all the way to an alleyway where no one could hear or see them. What was he planning? She never should have taken on this stupid date. Maybe she was never going to see her children again. She was thrown on the ground. She grasped for breath and felt immense pain from his grip on her body. "William!" she yelled in shock. Then she looked at him. He had an ugly smirk on his face. This wasn't the William she knew and loved. Now she knew he had killed Charlie. She looked at the man in pure terror, and he started laughing maniacally. "Oh, Claire, I really thought you was gonna have a wholesome little night out. William, what are you doing?" he screamed. "Isn't it obvious?" "You're right, actually. I did kill Charlie, and now it's your turn." He pulled a knife from his inner pocket. "William, no!" She began crying loudly. "William, don't do this to me. What about our children?" "Oh, they don't need to know. I won't tell them anything." "William, no, please. I'm begging you to spare me. I will do anything you ask of me. Just let me be with my children." Oh my god, this is terrible. "I'm afraid I can't do that," he said, psychopathically calm. "Oh no!" All she could see were the horrified faces of her children, Michael, Elizabeth, and Evan, all crying because their mom was no longer there to protect them. She loved them so overwhelmingly, and now she was never going to see them again. No, it wasn't gonna end like this. She needed to get away. She needed to run. She stood up and started running as quickly as she could. She tried to get past William, but when she tried, he immediately grabbed her by the throat and pinned her to the wall. He was choking her. She couldn't breathe. She looked into his eyes. This wasn't William. How long had he been pretending? Had he ever been the William she thought she was? The one she loved and adored? Or had he always been pretending? And what was gonna happen to her children now? Were they even safe with him? Was he gonna kill them too? Or was he gonna cause the death somehow? All these questions ran through All these questions ran through her head. She felt this intense pain in her chest, and she saw the knives cutting into her chest. She was gonna die now. She felt her life fading away. Was it really gonna end like this? Was this the way she was gonna die? Apparently it was. She saw the light at the end of the tunnel, and then everything faded away like it was never there. Oh my god, that's so dark. But yeah, this was my fic from let me get up to the start. Yeah, this was my fic from wow, that's really a long time ago. 2024, 4th of April. And yeah, it got a few kudos, a few comments too, and one bookmark, and quite a few hits. But yeah, this was my fanfic. Yeah, let me know if you want more videos like this. I thought this was pretty fitting for Five Nights at Freddy's anniversary. But yeah, I hope that wasn't too scary for you all and you can still sleep and all that. But otherwise, I hope you have an amazing night, day, night, wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you guys in the next video, hopefully. Bye bye.